Hey everyone, welcome to TrackVia's Winter Product Announcement. My name is Anshul Kumar and I'm a product manager here at TrackVia. And as you may know, we release new features and enhancements pretty regularly, so our goal today is to draw some attention to some recent product releases that address some of today's most pressing problems. One of the things that we try to do is to connect with our customers on a weekly basis. And you've told us that when you eliminate or reduce manual processes, you're removing the second guessing from the work and the decisions that have been made down the chain. These new features that you're going to be hearing about today will boost your confidence in your team's work and decisions by providing better analysis and insights, assurances for business continuity, and consistent data collection. This will allow you to work with confidence as you digitize critical business operations with TrackVia. But first, a little housekeeping. You are in listen-only mode. If you have any questions, please ask them in the chat window in the lower left-hand corner. And if we don't have a chance to answer your questions during the webinar, we'll be sure to follow up with you afterwards. And finally, this webinar is being recorded. We'll be sure to send you a copy of the recording afterwards. Here's how today's presentation will go. We'll start with a list of the challenges that we've heard from you. I want to spend a little bit of time on each and then map these challenges to some of the features that we have built to help you solve those challenges. We'll then talk about the features in detail, and at the end, we'll wrap up by taking you through the various ways you can get help, learning more about the capabilities and how to implement them in your apps. So our goal today is to leave you with the insights we gained from our conversations with you and what we've built to help you continue your success with TrackVia. We'll tell you about the new functionality and show you how these new pieces will help you along your digital transformation journey. I'll take you through these slides first, and Walker will give you a demo of some of these features afterwards. So let's begin with our most common challenges. This is not a comprehensive list, but it does represent some of the most prominent themes that we've heard about recently. So, as I mentioned, we've heard about that some of you are struggling in a few key areas. The first, lack of analysis and insights. That means that we've heard you need a better way to analyze your business ops. For example, we heard that tracking the status in a workflow is challenging, and you need a visual representation of where things are. You also told us how difficult it is to manipulate and analyze the large amounts of data you have. And last, we heard that you need a better way of accounting for your users, so you can easily add and manage the hundreds or thousands of users that you have. Next, the next challenge, lack of business continuity, means that we heard you need to ensure your operations run without interruption. You need to visualize how your data is connected so you can make better decisions about how you build your apps and how you manage your apps. We also heard that security between all of your connected systems is critical to your business and to your stakeholders. Having a security incident is a non-starter, so you needed ways of securing and connecting your apps together. Last, inconsistent data collection is a theme. We know that businesses are moving beyond inconsistent paper and pen worksheets. Mobile devices are the path to ensure that the right data is captured consistently and accurately. You told us that you needed easy-to-use, fast, and on-brand mobile technology to ensure that you get the right data consistently. We built some great new capabilities for our mobile apps that we're super excited to share with you today. So in total, we received some great feedback from you. We heard you need better analysis and insights into your ops. You need to ensure business continuity. You need mechanisms for consistent data collection. So to address these challenges, we built a number of great features. To start, to give you better analysis and insights into your data, we've enhanced our lanes view so that you can easily visualize your workflow and see where each record is at a glance. You now have the ability to move each item to change its status and priority. And we also extended our quick filters with new logical operators and nested conditions to make them more powerful. Last, we've added to our user management capabilities so that admins have easy addition and management of the thousands of users you have in our platform. To ensure business continuity, we've expanded our ERD capabilities so that our app builders can easily see and understand how the foundation of your apps are built. And a good foundation isn't strong unless you have excellent security, so we created a new way for you to create and manage authentication tokens so you can easily integrate your TrackVia apps with other systems. And last, we've heard that our mobile capabilities can be a game changer for you, and you continue to push us for even greater performance, usability, and offline support. To that end, we've completely rebuilt our iOS app with a brand new user experience, a new architecture for blazing speed, and support for expanding our offline capabilities. We've also enabled our partners to rebrand our mobile app so that you can showcase a consistent brand experience to your end users and customers, which will help you drive adoption and usage. So let's talk about how we've helped you gain better insight into your data. As I mentioned, we built a number of features to help you, such as lanes, new filters, and a new user management experience. So let's take a look at each. So we heard that tracking workflow status through a process is challenging. Customers would have records with various statuses, but it's hard to visualize where each record was. We built our lanes view to enable customers such as yourself to structure your business data into easy-to-understand swim lanes, enabling you to see at a glance where those bottlenecks are. So as you can see in this example, you can organize your data into a visual Kanban board-like experience. You can easily structure your data into cards, apply color coding using our conditional formatting capabilities, and drag and drop each card into the right place to accurately display the status and priority of your items. For example, one of our financial tech customers loves it for their program management office. They use it to view and manage the status of dozens of queued and in-flight projects. The next challenge or need that you expressed to us was in finding the right data while exploring within a data set. In the past, we provided users with simple filters. You could filter your data set looking for one particular piece of data or another piece of data. We've expanded that quick filter functionality to now include logical and operations. Find me this piece of data and this other piece of data. We've also added conditional groups to quick filters. This will allow users to filter the data set based on a set of conditions nested within another filter. This stuff can get complicated, but the example on the screen shows how easy it really is. So in this example, imagine you have a list of projects and you want to find out where the project city is San Francisco and the project manager is Drew or Sloan. It sounds pretty simple, but complex in how you set up your filters to get to that information. With our new quick filters, you can easily get to that level of data manipulation with OR and operations, in addition to conditionally nested groups, so that users have the tools to easily manipulate, analyze, and make decisions with large amounts of data. We've heard that most of you use quick filters extensively, from administrators to end users, so we hope you get some great usage out of this more powerful functionality. And the last insights and analysis challenge you've told us about is that we've heard you typically have tons of users in TrackVia, and it was hard to find and manage individual users. The addition of user management helps administrators easily find, import, and export users, as well as gain insights about user activity and engagement. This gives you the tools to manage your user base, but also the confidence that your investment in TrackVia pays off with engagement and usage. In our updated user management view, admins now have the ability to search, filter, or sort your users to quickly find and manage the user you're looking for. This was a huge deal for one of our manufacturing customers with thousands of users from around the world in our system and really needed easy tools to find who they were looking for. You can use search to look for a first or last name, an email, or even the time zone. Then, additionally, you can now use our new quick filters feature in user management to help narrow down the list of users based on partial name matches or other characteristics to help you quickly find the user you're looking for. You can also import users from an Excel or CSV sheet and export your full list of users to a CSV. And last, admins can see when each user last logged in, helping you to measure engagement and usage. All these enhancements will hopefully give you better insights and analysis into your users. So summarizing these first three features, we've developed some great stuff to give you better analysis and insight into your data. You have a reworked view to see your workflow stats at a glance, easy yet powerful filters to quickly analyze and dissect data, and new tools to manage your user base. So the next set of customer needs were around business continuity. As applications become more complex and solve important problems within an organization, ensuring business continuity is paramount. We've made significant improvements to our entity relationship diagramming tools. A lot of you have very complex applications, and ERD will help you make sense of how your data is connected to power those apps. And then many of you are integrating TrackVia with your internal systems. Secure connections in those integrations is extremely important. We've added a new feature that enables centralized management and more granular control over the authentication of those integrations that we call API access. So let's talk about both. So first, let's talk about our entity relationship diagramming capabilities. Application data models really set the foundation for an app. Customers are building ever more complex apps, and it becomes difficult to understand how all the data is connected. For many of you, your application data models resulted in these crazy spiderweb-looking ERDs that made it hard to understand which tables and which relationships were important or how things were connected. So we've enhanced our ERD capabilities to allow admins to search for a table and apply custom color properties at the entity and/or relationship level. This will enable greater visibility into how data is connected. We've also added the ability to hide or show unneeded tables or relationships. This allows you to quickly make sense of how your really complex apps without all the clutter. In this example, you can see how complicated applications can be. So having more granular control over layout and colors will really allowing you to search for an entity can be really helpful. For example, one of our construction customers had over 200 tables and relationships. As you can imagine, it was really difficult to understand how all their data was connected. The ability to hide tables from the view, apply color coding to tables and relationships, and reorganize the structure was really key for them to improve the performance of their apps and make sense of their data structure. Another continuity need we heard was around providing easy-to-use tools to help secure connections between TrackVia and other systems. As you are solving more complex problems with TrackVia, you really need an easy way to connect TrackVia to your ERPs, MRPs, financial packages, etc. But being able to create and manage access tokens will give your administrators the security capabilities you need to authenticate at a machine level and turn access on or off at a moment's notice. One of our customers, which was a large residential and commercial security company, integrated TrackVia with their back office, but due to stringent corporate policies, needed the ability to easily create, renew, or delete access tokens for their applications every month. API access gave them the tools and the one place in the app to manage the interconnectedness of their environment. This gave them the confidence that if there was ever a security incident, they could turn off access and protect their business-critical data. In our new API access page, when creating an auth token, the admin can name each token, set an expiration date. And once the token has been created, the admin can renew it if it expires, deactivate it, and delete the token entirely, giving them the tools to ensure business continuity. So summarizing these two, we've seen our ERD capabilities and reviewed new security tools that enables you to ensure business continuity. And last, I want to talk about some updates to our mobile apps. Customers love our mobile capabilities. From construction companies working offline in the middle of an oil field to tracking thousands of professional sports memorabilia items, mobile enables you to collect critical data that's key to your operations. Mobile is a key part of our strategy, and we're excited to bring some new capabilities to market. So first, let's talk about our brand new iOS experience. We've totally reworked our iOS app, improving the user experience, making it faster, and supporting our full offline story. We spent a lot of time thinking about the user experience and brought up some unique customer pain points. For example, in our conversations with mobile users, we found that some of our users had challenges with things like multi-select widgets and too many taps to get to their information. So when we were rethinking our user experience, we had those type of customer stories in mind. We've implemented many core iOS capabilities, like integrating with a native file manager to allow easier upload of on-device content to a record. And we made improvements to GPS mapping for your locations. We've also completely rebuilt the architecture using Swift 4, which is Apple's latest preferred coding language. This allowed us to simplify the existing architecture, making the app perform much faster than previous iterations. This new architecture also enabled us to support our full offline story. Our iOS users can now not only create data while offline, but also edit existing data while offline. This is huge for our customers, especially those that work in low network or congested network environments like oil fields, concrete warehouses, and stadiums. Next, as adoption increases, it's more and more important to support brand continuity. Our customers want to make it easy for your users to find and install the right mobile app. In the past, you've had to find an app called TrackVia, which has in some cases led to confusion. Enabling you to brand the TrackVia mobile apps, call it with your own name, and distribute it through your own App Store page will help to reduce training and confusion for your end users. It will make it much easier for your end users to find and understand which app to use. Our customers who use mobile can now present this continuous brand experience to your employees, partners, and customers, thereby increasing the adoption and usage of your mobile workflow application. So for example, Critical Controls is an oil and gas measurement company based in Calgary, Canada. They provide solutions for the collection and analysis of operational data related to oil and gas wells. Critical Controls business is dependent on using their branding on the solution that they built in TrackVia so that they can resell their TrackVia app to their customer base. TrackVia's new white labeling capabilities has enabled them to customize our mobile app to conform to their branding. This will enable our customer, Critical Controls, to showcase their brand on the app launch screen, on the sign-in page, and throughout the rest of the app while building their solution in TrackVia's web application. Once the application is built in TrackVia and instantly available on mobile, our white labeling capabilities will automatically build a Critical Controls branded TrackVia iOS and Android app and deploy that app to the Critical Controls respective app store page. Just like this example shows, we have our TrackVia app deployed through our TrackVia's page, and Critical Controls is deploying the TrackVia application with their branding on it through their iOS app store page. Okay, we've talked about some great new mobile capabilities that we really hope will help you with inconsistent data collection. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Walker, our SVP of Product, to give you a quick demo of some of these capabilities.
Thanks, Anshul. All right, that was a lot of talking. We got a lot in this release, and I'm not going to take up all day to show all of it. Today, what I'd like to highlight are just a few of the features in the release. So I'm going to give you a tour of lanes improvements and quick filters, and then ERD, and then show you a little bit of what's to come with our new iOS app. So as you can see from the browser, I'm already signed into the Walker Corp account, and I've got a simple dashboard to set up to manage maintenance tickets through a process. I want to focus on this lanes view here and talk about some of the changes. Our goal here with lanes, obviously, is to give you a status of a group of items. In this case, it's tickets, and to be able to understand those at a glance. So what am I to glean from this view? Well, I can easily see that I've got a ton of work in the assigned queue and that it's red because these tickets are over 2 weeks old, right? So that's just conditional formatting with our typical lanes view. But one of the changes that we've implemented here is the ability to manually sort items within one of the lanes. So I can override the sort that's been set up on the view. So for example, if I want to move this ticket up to the top of the list, I can override the sort there and make sure that that ticket is visible to people who get this view. Other changes that I'll show on the configuration screen for lanes, which is accessed within this hamburger menu. And so the big changes here are for picking a drop-down list or a link to parent or a relationship field for your lane. So in this case, I'm using a status field in this to define the lanes. The second change is that in this third option here, choose which values should be displayed as lanes. I've got additional values in this drop-down field that I'm not displaying as lanes. So I can choose specifically which ones I want to show. I'm keeping 2 values out because they aren't relevant to the users in this role, right? And last but not least, I have the ability to choose more and I can customize the information that's displayed on the card in the lanes view. So now I've got the reason and the open date in the factory, right? So we've got a lot more configuration around each one of these lanes views. Again, our goal is just to give you a easy way to understand the status of a group of items at a glance. While I'm here, I wanted to quickly show the example that Anshul referenced in this presentation with the condition groups. So what I'm going to do is open up this filter builder. And the example that he talked about was filtering a list of items to those in San Francisco and owned by Drew or Sloan. So certainly an easy query to put together in your head, but it was, in the past it was really difficult to do that filter. And so let's show you how you can do it now. In this case, I'm going to choose the factory. It has this option selected and it's San Francisco, right? And the new capability that we've added is these condition groups. So now I can make an or condition, and I'm going to say that the owner is either identical to Drew or the owner is available, or excuse me, identical to Sloan. And so again, what I have just done is just limited the data set to a filtered list of just those tickets that are in San Francisco and are owned by Drew or Sloan. And I did that through these the condition groups as well as using the logical operators that Anshul talked about. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at the ERD. So as an admin, I obviously have the access to my admin nav, and I'm going to table relationships and switching to my ERD view. Now, what I've got here, whoops, zoom down a little bit, is an oversimplified ERD. I know that many of you have ERDs that are way more complicated than this, and what I'm doing is just showing you a really overly simplified one to highlight some of the functionality. But what I want to draw your attention to is over here, this properties panel on the right-hand side. What we found, with complicated ERD views is that it was hard to find different aspects, and so we wanted to be able to search and find different tables and relationships. So now, if I do a search for machine, I can limit the list of tables to just my machine tables. If I click on the machine table, one of the machine tables, it'll zoom me into that segment of the ERD. And then what I can do is add some color coding by just highlighting the tables that I want in my list and, providing some different tone of green, or maybe I'll make them yellow, whatever. So this is a great way to group tables within the ERD so that you can, color code and understand your data model a little bit better. I can also do things like hide the tables or hide relationships, et cetera, if I want to clean up the ERD for presentation. But I think most important is the ability to save your layouts. So now if you take these tables and you move them down, and I move this over, or whatever, I have custom layouts. I can now save the layout, and the next time I show up on the ERD, or any of the other admins show up on the ERD, these changes will be saved. So wonderful improvements to ERD, and again, our goal is to really help you get to understand the data models that define the skeleton of your business. All right, moving on. Let's go take a look at mobile. See, all right, so I've got the new iOS app on my, and I forgot to turn off my notifications. So anyway, so I've got the new iOS app on the screen here, and what you're seeing is a new dashboard that is on that same account that I was just on. So we made a ton of UX improvements, and this is really just the beginning of what we want to do with both of our iOS and Android applications in terms of improvements on UX and usability. To start, you can see that we've cleaned up the UX a bit, both on dashboards. We've done it on grid views as well, making it much smoother to scroll, and adding some color coding so that you can get better understanding of the different rows. And then we've also improved the UX on the forms. So some of the notable changes that I want to also highlight are, and as Anshul referenced, are multi-selects. So now when you have a multi-select, it's not just showing you those that are available and hiding the ones that you've chosen. You can now see both of those on the same screen, which is great. We've made some improvements to drop-downs as well. So maintaining those same rules, though, if you have more than 6 choices in a drop-down, it'll be revealed by tapping on the field. And then if you have less than 6, the options are still in line. But we've stacked them now instead of putting radio buttons on them so that you can handle longer values or longer names within those drop-downs. So just a couple of the improvements that we wanted to show again, this is the beginning of what we're trying to do in terms of improving the mobile apps, improving the UX, making them better, faster, stronger, and so you'll see lots more changes with both of those coming soon. All right, that's my spiel.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Walker. So we think these new pieces are going to help you absolutely crush it at work. We think you'll gain better analysis and insights into your business operations with lanes, filters, and user management. You'll be able to ensure business continuity with ERD and API access, and you're working remotely and on brand with our new mobile capabilities. So as you've seen, all these are important to ensure that you can continue to solve critical problems and work with confidence. All right, we hope that you're as excited as we are for our new capabilities, and we'd love to look at any questions that you have.
So we've had a couple that have come in. Again, we are asking people just to put their questions in the chat window, and so we'll just pick up a couple of these and then hopefully let you get back to your lunch and your busy days. Let's see. So first question, are all of these features included in your account? So yes, all of these features except for branded mobile apps. That's a premium feature, and so you'll have to work it out with your account rep. But everything else you should have access to in your account today. Again, with these product releases, we're trying to summarize all of the features that we've rolled out over the past couple of months. The other caveat there is that the new iOS app is not out, right? That is something that we're still working on. And just to answer another question that has come in, when is the new iOS out? That is Q2. So look for that in Q2. If you want early access to that iOS app, then again, please talk to your account rep. We'd be more than happy to get you a build that you can try out against your production account with the new app to make sure it's working for you. And so, yeah, please reach out to your account rep on that one. Let's see, do branded mobile apps receive the same updates at the same time as the regular mobile app? Good question. So yes, the way that works, when we make improvements to the applications, what happens at build time, when we finish our coding and finish our QA process and we go through the build process, all of the production builds are built at the same time. So when we build the production version of TrackVia, we will also build the production version of any branded mobile apps at the same time. And so when we push ours to the App Store, we will also push it to your App Store. Then you have the control over moving that through the release process and getting it into production. Hopefully that answers that question. To the person who asked it, if you have additional follow-up questions, please reach out, and we'll of course let your account rep know, and so we can get those questions answered. Let's see, what else do we have? Let's see, we got a lot of iOS app questions. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that you guys are psyched about it. We are really psyched about it as well. How will we make calls in app scripts using the new app script constants? Anshul, why don't you take that one?
Sure. So app script constants is really there to help you be able to provide some more stability in your scripts as you're building them. So you'll be able to continue using app scripts exactly as you use them today, just by declaring the constants, which those of you who haven't had a chance to check out the release notes for that, will give you the ability to declare, instead of using the specific name of the table, field, or relationship that you're referencing in your app script, you can now declare a specific, our database value for that particular piece of data. If you declare that at the top of your script, and then if you subsequently change the name of that table or field or relationship, your script will not break in the future. So as long as you add that field ID to the top of your script that app script constants gives you, then you should be able to maintain that usability and security in your script itself.
And we have some documentation for that.
We do.
In the knowledge base, and I think we've done release notes for that as well. So if you have additional questions on the AppScript constants, please visit help.trackvia.com for the knowledge base, and then there's a section in there for the release notes as well as the support documentation.
Yep.
Another question is, how does user management work with SSO? So SSO allows you to hook up your LDAP or Active Directory and use that for authentication, for managing users within the system. What happens when you hook up SSO is that then your SSO provider will give or will populate your user management section with the users in your account. So you can still manage those users just as you would if you didn't have SSO, providing user groups and using them for the user lookup, et cetera. So it's really no difference whether you're adding users manually or adding users through SSO. They will both populate the user table. Hopefully that's, I think, kind of an oversimplified answer, and I hope I got that complete enough for you. But if you have additional questions, please reach out.
Looks like there's a question about rolling out some of these capabilities out on Android. And so, at least for branded mobile apps, Android's already available. So if you do proceed with branded mobile apps, you would be able to get the iOS experience with your brand on it, as well as the Android experience with your brand on it, deployed to both of their respective app stores. The new iOS capabilities are actually, for the most part, completely available on Android as well. So you'll see both the current user experience on Android, as well as a lot of the capabilities that we've now expanded upon in iOS there.
Yeah, those are, we're trying to keep feature parity between iOS and Android. There's a little bit of nuance there. We're trying to keep them as close as we can, though, and that's our goal. Are we planning to share this presentation?
Absolutely. It'll be shared within 24 hours. So the recording of this will be shared within 24 hours of this presentation today.
Cool. And does the platform now support bulk update of features from sandbox to production? So that's a great question, and it's something that we don't do in sandbox today, but it's something that we are looking to do in the future. And the question there is can you push changes from a sandbox environment back into production? At least that's how I'm reading it. Is that how you're reading it?
That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah, and that's something that's on the list, and we're excited to get that out. There's another question: push to production. I love it. You guys are awesome. Okay. Do we have? There's another one that says, I would like to show this to my staff. Well, again, we're going to send this presentation out, so more than happy for you to show it to your folks. I think we're getting to the end of the list of questions. Really appreciate you guys' time today. And
all right.
Yeah, and so let's see. What do we got for?
So in closing, here's our info. If you have any questions or feedback that we didn't get to today, we would be sure to love to connect with you. So as a reminder, as I mentioned before, we are sharing the recording of this, so you should see it in your inbox in the next 24 hours. And then thank you so much for your time. It's been great chatting with you, and we hope that you all have a great day.
Yeah, and one more thing. If we didn't answer your question, the account reps will reach out to you. I think you just said that, but I'm going to repeat it. All right, thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.